She's a writer, comedian, clearly, and an actor who you'll, of course, know from shows like Taskmaster and comedy drama Avoidance with Ramesh. There he is. Oh. And now she has just released her latest film, And Mrs. As well as all of that, though, this summer, she, of course, became a mummy.
Oh, do you know what's weird? That picture with Ramesh just there when we shot it in November, and I actually didn't know I was pregnant then in that photo. It's not Ramesh's baby, by the way, just so you know.
Just for confirmation.
That's the moment I became pregnant. No, I actually didn't know enough that I was like, oh, okay.
Because I was thinking, I saw you in January here.
Yes,
and you were pregnant then?
Yes, but I didn't tell you. I didn't. I was trying to keep it a secret.
Oh, that's
and I got away with it for a while too. It wasn't for those pesky kids.
But it's a lovely time. It is a lovely thing to keep to yourself until you're ready.
Yeah,
you know, I think
exactly. And I think especially when, I mean, I suppose you're the same, when a lot of your life, where you talk about your life in public, it's like keeping something a little bit precious for yourself that's private and getting your head around it.
Absolutely,
well,
of course.
You know.
How are you doing, though?
Good. There was a big competition worldwide, and turns out my baby's actually the best in the world. So, and it was actually only voted by myself and my boyfriend. But yeah, we're really delighted with the award. She's actually the best there's ever been.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and a genius as well.
A genius.
Yeah.
All the attributes there already.
Yeah,
clearly.
You can really tell just the way her legs move. I'm like, oh, I think we might have a genius on our hands. So yeah, not that I'm biased or anything. This is just me.
No, you are absolutely allowed to be.
Point,
and a lot of your friends, of course, helping out, giving you lots of advice. You know, Katherine, Ryan, and Pascoe, they're all there at the other end of a phone to give you any advice and love that you need.
Yeah, I think if you're going through anything and you've people who are in a similar environment and are trying to do something, like parent in the same environment. So my child has basically been dressed by Katherine, Ryan and Sara Pascoe's second-hand baby clothes.
That's a good start in life. You took the most beautiful, fantastic way, though, to announce to the world that you were pregnant.
It was very poignant,
with
very
the help
demure.
Of Sheryl Crow, of course.
Yes, of course, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. Imagine showing this on the 18th birthday.
Yeah,
this is how you came into the world.
No, I'm sure she won't thank me. Yeah, I think I was a bit kind of like, oh, you know, the sort of overly romantic, like, we're expecting. It just felt a bit like, oh, to me. And so, and I knew I was getting bigger and bigger, and there were lots of, I was doing this big comedy gig for Paul Rudd in Kansas City that he does every year. It's a big charity event, and Sheryl Crow was playing at, and she was like, you guys want to be my backup dancers? And myself and Seth Herzog, who's another comedian, were like, yes, we do. And we thought it'd be really funny to like draw faces on our bellies, this thing we'd seen online, and dance with Sheryl Crow. But it really, we were on stage for a lot longer than that clip, and that was a long time to have your belly out. We were like, God, this is actually taking quite a while now. Wonder how long the song is. Yeah, and then like 2 minutes in, we were like, oh, I'm actually getting quite tired. So it was longer than that clip.
Worth it in the end, though.
Worth it in the end.
That's there forever.
Yeah, that is, now that you say it, that is, and also we drawn on our bellies in a Sharpie we found, and I swear to God, that took about 3 weeks to come up. I had a rash in the shape of a smiley face on my bump for about 3 weeks.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, exactly. At least that's what I'd drawn on it.
Yeah,
anyways.
exactly. In amongst motherhood and everything else with Beautiful Baby, there's a movie. Actually, I don't know how you do it all, honestly. Now, before we actually talk about it, we have got a clip. It is called And Mrs. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a dark comedy. I think that's a fair enough way to describe it, isn't it?
It's a dark... I think that's because someone dies, so I suppose that's not like... So it's called And Mrs. because my character is engaged to a guy played by the wonderful Colin Hanks, who we were just saying there sounds so like his dad.
So like his dad,
I remember there was one point we were doing a scene on a bench, and I was on one side of the bench and he was on the other, and he was just, you know, being philosophical. I'm like, oh my God, you're so like your dad on a bench in Forrest Gump. And I was like, I have to say, Colin, he's the loveliest, best person in the world. And he plays my fiancé who dies as we're about to get married.
Yes.
And I wasn't totally into the idea of weddings. So I sort of respect his almost last wish, and I go on this kind of journey to try and get married just to a dead person, which, you know, is one way of avoiding divorce, I suppose. You know, when the dating game goes severely bad. And then his sister arrives over ready for a wedding, not realising he's passed away. And that she's played by Billie Lourd, who's incredible and the best in the world. And Billie's, speaking of babies, Billie is genuinely 8.5 months pregnant as we were filming.
is she?
Yeah, people don't realise it 'cause
Right.
she's being so funny, but in it, and mobile, but she's actually really 8.5 months pregnant.
Well,
So,
credit, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Right, because I thought it looked good.
yeah, I was like, that's some
why.
good prosthetics. When I announced I was pregnant in that picture, so many people were like, haha, very good prosthetics. People thought it was a joke for a long time, and I was like, oh, I suppose like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, and then you thought Sheryl Crow will sort
Yeah,
that out.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, her and Colin are amazing. So that's kind of the dark point of it. And so it's this kind of journey to see if I'm allowed legally get married.
Yeah, because there's lots of giggles, but I did officially get really tearful and lots of moments.
Oh no,
There's loads of
Christine, I
little
don't want to
moments.
make you cry. Oh no, I'm sorry about that. We love.
Yeah, you can't help it.
Yeah,
it's very emotional. You have to watch it, and you'll know exactly what I mean. But it's
Yeah.
brilliant, and you know you are brilliant, as we know.
you legally have to say that because I did
Yes,
put
I
that
do,
in. I
yes.
was like mentioned.
And Mrs. It's out right now on digital platforms. How fancy is
Digital
that?
platforms.
That's very, very
Yeah.
fancy. That.
We all know
isn't
what
it?
digital platforms
Thank you
are.
so much, Ash. You know we love seeing you, and congratulations.
Thanks so
Good
much.
luck with everything.
And can I just do a shout out to a great granny who's watching, who's my mother, and she's like a top granny, and she's doing some great babysitting at the moment. So
Well done, Granny.
Thank
we
you, Granny
love
Helen.
you. Yes, Granny Helen.